Okay. Make sure I have some good lighting and everything. Okay, let me just start off saying this is going to be part two. I did part one this morning, and as I said, it's going to be multiple parts. Oh, excuse me. One of the reasons is because my granddaughter's here, and I decided to come back on like I had stated that I would this morning, but it's going to probably be mm, not as lengthy. Okay. I remember where I left off at. And this, just a little recap, is something that I've been dreaming about, but it's a true dream and something that I actually went through in my life. This is my story, my truth, and I mentioned it to a couple of people. One is my youngest daughter. Yesterday I did, which was the 1st of November. Today is the 2nd. But I didn't get into details of what it was. I just mentioned to her, my youngest daughter, that is, I've been having a dream. Now I'm gonna show you how good my memory is. I said this morning, my dream. Today's the 2nd. 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks from today, I start having this dream, and it necessarily isn't every night, but often. Maybe 3 times a week, maybe more than that. And I had told my daughter, I said, so I wouldn't get so caught up into it or whatever. I would wake up and I would say things like um, butterflies, ocean, birds, flowers, happy thoughts, basically. And I had titled it "How I Escaped My Attacker." I hope this is not messing with the lighting. Okay. How I Escaped My Attacker. And it wasn't just one. Like I said, there's parts to this, layers. Why am I talking about this? As I said earlier this morning, I really believe, this is my truth, that my children's father might be the one bringing this dream to me and telling me to talk about it. My dad didn't know anything about it, but my mom did. Mhm. She knew about me being attacked, and also I've been abused mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually. All of the, okay. But this one particular incident has been weighing down on me. And I told my daughter earlier today, matter of fact, maybe about an hour or so, because my granddaughter, two of my grandchildren, which is three of them, are in the same class. They go to the same school. So I was talking to my daughter. And we had witnessed something going on today, too. And this has been heavy on my mind because you see so many people out there that are going through it, suffering, um, just going through it and not speaking out about it, not telling people what they've been through, going through, and everything. I didn't have a voice when I was young. I was shy, quiet, timid, scary, any kind of thing you want to name, I was. I had been bullied beat, molest, rape, abuse sexually. And I guess you could call rape. Anytime anyone forced themselves upon you, I don't care if it's a husband, boyfriend, it could be a woman, man, whoever it may be. That's a person that's called an attacker to me. That's the way I want to say it. So where I left off at from this morning, this is part 2, that is. I have said when I met my kid's father, I was 18 years old. He was 33. Okay. I didn't say that this morning, but I'm saying it now. He's much older. I'm saying his age and I'm saying mine because one would probably say, well, maybe he molded you. Maybe he made you be what he wanted you to be. Maybe he molded you into the person that he wanted you to be. Maybe he abused you. No, he did not. I wasn't naive. I wasn't brainwashed. I wasn't controlled or nothing. The reason why I say that, and I'm not in no denial with this, is because he witnessed or saw and seen things that I was going through. He protected me in so many ways. My children's father, that is. He's not here. He's passed away. And I say that because when he passed away, I didn't mourn. I didn't grieve. And I feel like this is coming to me to talk about the situation because of the root of the problem. At my present life, the age that I am, and I share this with my daughter, I'm not sidetracked. And it might seem like I'm all over the place. But if you listen to the one from this morning, it'll bring you up to speed. Sometimes I feel like a kid, or I used to, maybe a little, because I was the type of person, I don't like a dirty house. I still don't. I ain't saying that. And I felt like I had to do the dishes, clean the floor, do the bathroom, wipe the windows, wipe the walls, all of that. And I was overexhausting myself. Like I said, Cinderella's stepmother didn't have nothing on what I went through in my life. I was scared. I wasn't rebelling, but I started to. Okay. When I was young, I was scared. When I became a teenager in high school, I want to say I was in the 11th grade. I started skipping school and running away. Said that this morning. Just bring people up to speed. And the reason why is I wanted to escape the life I was living. I don't feel like I was a child because of the things I had to do. Like, for instance, I raised and taken care of 3 of my siblings. My story. I don't care if anyone get on here and listen to this. Let me tell my story because this is my story, but it's the truth. I ain't like it's a story and it's a lie. It's the truth. It's my truth. My life. And I said this morning, as far back as 10 years old, started babysitting, taking care of, these kids that's 10 and 11, It's a different breed than what we was when we was 10 and 11. We had to be responsible and do things. And so when I was 14, I had a bank account. My dad had opened up all of us a bank account, and we had a piggy bank. And once it got filled up, we all started a bank account. So I'm gonna go from 14 to moving into the responsible part of it with dealing with money and responsibilities. I didn't graduate high school because I was having to stay home and babysit and watch kids and things. Okay. So as I said, I ran away. And I ran away because I wanted to run away. I didn't want to be in the household no more. But the thing of it is, when I ran away, I would leave and run away over to my dad's mama's house. She hid me away for 14 days. My truth. My dad's mother, my grandmother. Now, me saying that right there speaks volume. Okay, one will probably say, why would your grandmother hide you out? Think about it. Because she always told me and my granny, which was her mother, my great grandmother, my dad's mom's mother, I was a good child, quiet, easy to cry, timid, made fun of, mocked, big eyed, cry baby, you name it. And they saw that I was. And I say this, that's why I talk about bullying. And it's dear to me to talk about it because I have a child that was bullied. And right now, my child is messed up. Her life, her mental state, messed up from a lot of different things. From losing her dad, because she took care of him. Losing, here I am, and I'm putting names on here. Her child's father, then her child, because of what someone done to my daughter. And this is tearing me apart. And this is another reason why I'm speaking about it, because I don't want anyone out there suffering, and I stress this, to keep it in. Bring it out. Think about it. You're not doing it to be spiteful, but if somebody hurt you, you're not doing it to hurt them. You're trying to help yourself heal from it. And I'm saying this, one would probably say, you ain't healed from it. I'm going to tell you something. I didn't ask this dream to come to me. And I think it was meant to come to me because it was something that I had dealt with for so long and didn't nobody know about it. Two people. And the second person didn't know the whole story. My mom knew. When it happened, I was attacked. This, like I said, this is part two. I called my mom. I thought I was going to die. No lie. Like I said this morning, when I was getting beat, all I did was like went limp because I guess you don't fight it. But in the midst of that, I got my strength by not fighting. You hear what I'm saying? By not fighting the person, maybe that helped me build up the strength to fight the person. Okay. I was straddled down. My belt was broken. My a button was broken. My lip was busted. And the reason why my lip got busted is because I was screaming. And what I thought about is I listened. He said, if you don't stop screaming, I'm going to bust you in your mouth. But at that time, I was screaming. So that's how I got busted in the mouth. So I stopped screaming and didn't try to fight because I said, okay, this person was in the military. So you think about what could have happened to him. Something still should have happened to him because I told my mom I was 17 years old. It took almost 6 months. I'm going to show you how God do things for you. My children's father was in the military. And the person that did this to me, my children's father and him ended up getting stationed in the same company. Okay? Military, army, okay? And when it happened to me, I left out of one hotel and went to another one. And this is the thing that just really puzzled me for a long time. Two things. The person followed me to the new one, or the guy that I was talking to at the time, he ended up having to come to me, and I gave him the address and he told him. But this is where it gets kind of like twisted. I wouldn't let him in the room. And the reason why I wouldn't let him in the room, because I thought they was going to kill me. Yes, he was circling around the room. I mean, the hotel thing. If my sister get on here, she'll know exactly where I'm talking about. Around it. And he had a gun, rifle, pistol, whatever, in his vehicle. He told me that. I didn't see it, but still, it was a threat he used to scare me. So when he told me that, you think I'm going to open up a door? Because I don't give a damn if I knew him. I knew both of them, actually. But at this point in time, here I am. I'm in survival mode. I'm thinking about, like, what if they came up with an agreement to knock me out or knock me off or whatever together. And so I called the office and I told them at the office where I was that someone was threatening me and they was driving around where I was at. This morning I told the deep part of it. That's why I said how I escaped my attacker, but it's attackers, abusers, getting away from it. And even once I became an older adult, I still was running from problems. Because anything that happened to me bad in my life, I consider myself as a runner. I didn't know how to deal with the solution and have a solution or come up with ideas or anything of helping me out. I didn't know who to ask or to talk to. And even then, even though I had a voice then, but I didn't have a voice. Whatever happened to me when I was young happened. As I got older into high school, I was still afraid. But it was almost like the saying goes, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you do something, you're going to get in trouble. If you don't do something, and there was things I didn't do, and I got beat. So at this time, I think I'm fed up, tired, and really don't care what happened to me, almost. So So that's why I say I ran away. And I ran away over to people's house that knew me. I wouldn't run away over this person or that person. And I knew this guy. My cousin knew him. Family members knew him. And I wasn't going over his house to be fast or to have sex. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But that's what he wanted from me. And you have this ultimatum like, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. Or if you don't do that, he didn't hit me, but he tried to force himself upon me. And I guess I don't know what happened to him. He stopped, but he was trying to force himself upon me. Okay. I got out of his house or apartment and I had money. So I'm kind of like backtracking. But like I said, this is part 2 of the first one. You can look at it. I did one this morning. And I'm not going to make this one as lengthy because I'm going to tell this story till I get it all out of me. And then my granddaughter's here. I got my door closed. And I don't want to speak too much about it. She might end up needing me and stuff. So this is part 2. It's going to be a 3. I'm going to try to do it while she's at school. But I did say this morning I was going to come back on and talk about it. I don't know why things happen to me. I don't. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I said this morning, if God could come down and sit down and tell somebody how I am as his child, they'd be blown away. I had this dream, and I mentioned it to my daughter, and I mentioned it to somebody else. I didn't say what it was, but I kind of like was throwing bits and pieces out there. I didn't know this person, okay? She don't know me. I don't know her at all. She said it was a spiritual thing. And she said, she said this. She said, you need to release it. And I'm not living in my past. But this has haunted me because it never been addressed. And I said, being that my kid's father was my protector, the one that saved me and was there for me and stuff like that, I really believe he's probably the one that want me to tell the story because he saved me. He healed me. He helped me. And that's why I said he's not here. I hate my kid's father is not here. He was the only true love I ever known. Besides me giving birth to my children and having grandchildren. But I'm talking about in an intimate, affectionate, caring, loving, genuinely love me. And we met. It wasn't no hookup. It wasn't no blind date. It was just like 2 people sitting down at a restaurant, seeing each other for the first time. You start a conversation. And he was a gentleman, military, but still, just because you're in the military, that don't mean you're a gentleman. But he was very respectful and he was a gentleman. And my kid's father fell in love with me the first time we met. And I said to myself, you know, people can feel energy. But for him to actually witness and saw things for himself, I didn't tell him. You know, I'm not sitting up here saying I told him for him to be on my side, to kind of be sympathetic and all this, that, and he saw. He never really talked about what was happening. But him wanting to take me from it. He saved me. And I wish I could have spared his life and saved him. And I truly mean that. And me talking about this, I had to. Because I did not mourn. Nobody know what I've been through. Don't nobody know when my kid's father passed away. I didn't cry. I didn't get to cry. I didn't get to really feel the effect of it. And one of the reasons why I have 4 kids that lost their dad that they loved dearly on Father's Day in 2017, June the 18th, on Father's Day, my babies are gone. They might say they ain't, but when I look at them, this is my opinion. I see brokenness. I see hurt, sadness. I see my son asked my youngest daughter on Halloween for a picture of his dad when he was young. His dad's not here. My son needs that authority figure. My son needs that. And my dad was trying to be that. Not try to fit those shoes. He was trying to be there for him. I allow myself all my life. Some of it I didn't have no control over. Be abused, taken advantage of, used, dogged out. And this ain't one time that I've been attacked by a man. It's happening multiple times. That's why I said it's gonna be some more segments or part 3, 4, 5, however you want to say it. And right to this day, sometimes I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own home. God opened my eyes up every morning. I have my lungs and my heart is pumping and blood is flowing through. And I am forever grateful for that. A gift of life. But when you're up all day, I mean literally up all day, 7 or 7:15, 7:30, all day. So 7 to 7 is 12 hours. 13, 14, 15. Then you still can't sleep to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. That dream was haunting me. And I laid in the bed. I said, why am I seeing this? Why am I seeing this? And it was all dealing with me being abused. Have you ever been asleep and you felt like something actually was doing something to you while you were asleep? I told a doctor one time before, I said, when I'm sleeping, this might sound crazy because how do you know what you're doing when you're sleeping? Well, people say they sleepwalk. So I guess when you dream, is that your subconscious mind or whatever? So, anywho, I had told him, I said, when I sleep or while I'm asleep, I don't feel like I'm asleep. I feel like I'm just always thinking. It's like no turn off. There's a lot of unanswered questions and things that happen to me. And I always wonder, like, why? Why? Why would I get beat? Why would I get treated this way? Why would I get cheated on? Why would I get lied to, dogged on? Why would I get go through this, go through that? Why? Why? I want to know. I really do. I had told my daughter, if you in the house all day, and I could have proof because I got cameras, in the house all day, your phone don't ring unless it's your daughter or your children calling, or I wouldn't even say a doctor's office because I don't even go to doctors. I might go to doctor twice a year, and that's to get my blood work because I have Graves' disease, thyroid, and take a weight loss pill. But I ain't no every month, 2 months, 3 months. And I said, if you in the house all day, I don't have a car, I'm working and busting my behind trying to get my money on Facebook because I'm a content creator. I'm trying to get monetized on YouTube. I am putting in the work to get money so I can provide for me, my granddaughter, move out, get a house. I'm in a 1 bedroom apartment. I'm not complaining about that because I got a roof over my head and the room is big, but I want more and I'm going to get it. I ain't asking God for nothing. He already know what I need. But I say I'm in here all the time and not messing with no one. No one. No one. And this ain't gonna be that I'm gonna get caught up in no lie either. Cause I could tell the same thing, say whoever can watch my videos, and as time go on, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm not gonna change up this. I never spoke about this. But this is what happened to me. I ran away from school. I saved my money up because I was going to a school. I'm from Kansas. I don't live in Kansas, but I'm from Kansas. And my dad would take me to school. Sometimes I get bus tokens to get on the city bus to go home or change. And when I got money, I saved my money and I would walk home because I wanted to have money. And it's almost like I didn't have no plan. But I know when I started running away from home, I wanted to be adopted out because I didn't feel like I ever belonged. Mm-mm. I never felt loved. I didn't feel love. But when I met my kid's father, I did. And when I felt the love from him in the beginning, I didn't know if it was real or not. He asked me to marry him. But he didn't leave me. He didn't like force it up on me. He gave me time. At the end of the day, I was young. He was so attentive, and one would probably say, no, he did not brainwash me. No, no, no. He helped me through the process. He would get down on his knees and be in the front of me, and I'd cry. I used to cry. I used to have dreams, and I used to cry in my sleep. And I did that for a long time. A long time. I'm talking about from a kid up until an adult. Okay? And the more we talked, and he was patient with me, I had the best life with that man. I miss him. All four of my kids. He saved me. And the crazy thing of it is, he was in the army, and he was in the same company as the guy that did this to me. I told him pieces of it, but I didn't tell him all. Tell him all of it, I should say. And I'm still not saying all, because this is a whole bunch of attacks. The way I titled this, I should have said mental, physically, sexually, emotionally, attacked, abused, bullied all my life. From a young kid, child, and this dream came to me. And I told my youngest daughter about it. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. I didn't tell her what it was, but I told her that I was having it. And I didn't want to tell her. My kids don't know the in-depths of this. And I'm saying this for a reason. That's why I said it's going to be a part 2. It's time for the generational curses to be broken, the chains to be broken. I pray over my kids, my grandchildren. I don't want them to be done the way I have been done. I want them to have more. I want them to be something. I want them to be homeowners, have cars, and now I ain't talking about materialistic stuff, but I'm talking about be okay. I want my kids to be okay. I want them to be happy, safe. But I feel sad for my kids. I really feel sad for my kids. And they don't know this. That's why I said, I don't want to suffer in silence. But I have. Mm-mm. I done came from a long ways of being an emotional eater, weight loss journey, and I still should be further along on that journey than I am now. But I'm not beating myself up about it because I know that I'm doing something. But I'm sad for myself and my children. But I'm more sad for them. I hate that my kid's father's not here for me. I think this was meant for me to do. They treated me so good. And I'm doing this for anyone. I see it all the time that feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And I'm crying because I'm mourning and grieving and talking about a dream, but I'm also fixing myself. I don't want to be stuck. People sometimes just put themselves. You sometimes people say, "Ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't got no problem. I don't need no help." Let me tell you something. I done been on plenty of couches, okay? And each one of the doctors tell me that I've been to, there's nothing wrong with me. What was wrong with me is what was happening to me. If that make any sense. Physically and mentally, I should say, I'm dealing with a full deck. I was just trauma and torture from the things that happened to me. And for me to go talk to a doctor, pastor, counselor, therapist, whatever kind of way you want to label it, that's me wanting to get help to heal. Okay? People need to stop lying and saying, ain't nothing wrong with me. Well, if you got to keep saying that, something is wrong with you. If you got to keep saying that, something is wrong with you. And what's wrong with me is life. Life is happening, changing for me. And it's not necessarily saying it's a bad way. I'm raising my granddaughter. People don't realize the fact that when you have to change your whole financial situation, whole life of living a certain way. I'm a very quiet and peaceful person. That might sound boring, but maybe that's the way I'm adapt. I adapt to it because I'm used to it. But also that's me. That's the characteristics that I have in myself, attributes, I guess you could say. So I look at two of my kids, which is daughters, and I feel they have some of my attributes. I see it. And even their dads, but I'm speaking about mine, good mothers, parents, married, and not just in and out of relationship. That's how I was. How can you take somebody's skin and just beat the hell out of them? How can you beat somebody that skin that God gave you, a gift that God gave you? How can you torture people? How can people torture someone? Not alone an animal. So here we go. Move past it. But it's always going to be a memory. Move past it. But it's always going to be a trigger. That's just like losing my mom, losing my kid's father. I miss him. Hell, I miss him. But it's memories. I have children. When I look at my kids, my son especially, he looks like his father. But I also look at him. He don't know this, but it's true. He needs his father. He do. I miss my son. I say that for a reason. So on that note, this is going to end part two, and tomorrow, I'm not gonna say morning because me and my daughter get the heck out of here. We're supposed to go somewhere together and spend some time, so that's going to help. Because staying in the house is not good. It's not good. It's been cold, so but today it was nice. I had a jacket on. My daughter made fun of me in a good way, though. She said, "Mom, why did you have your jacket tied up like that?" I'm old school. I'm so serious. I had my hood on my head, and oh, I hate this. Now, this don't thing. Don't nobody think about texting or nothing. I'm telling you, that wasn't a text though. That was a notification, and I forgot to put my do not disturb on. But she said that I had my hood on, string pulled. I could do the most sometimes though, but not in a bad way. So I'm gonna have a lot of tears when I tell these stories, but hopefully these tears is what I needed to do, and it can make me move past some things. So I'm saying this, leaving this with a message. I'm gonna say men, women, women, man, children. If you are going through any type of abuse, and I ain't talking about always physical, because the physical thing is the scars, the mental is the scar as well. Get out of it. My kid's father didn't abuse me, but I was abused from a second husband mentally because he was mentally messed up. Okay. And I say that because he was abused. I'm not going to just say it like he was messed up, crazy, or whatever, even though he was, but it was things that he went through as a man that caused him to be that way. Somewhat. I don't know if he was like that in the beginning, but I know it had some parts to do with it. Let me say it like that. And when he got away from that, because she passed away, I guess he didn't know how to cope. Or, again, here we go again. I'm kind or easy, go lucky, I guess, type of person. Oh, now don't get it twisted. I speak up now, and I have a voice. And the way I speak up now, you probably say, "Girl, you sure you was that way as you was a kid?" Yes, I have a voice now. I could talk and speak about things. I'm not held hostage. But he went through a lot. found this out later on, not in the beginning now. How do one know about somebody going through something like that? A person tell you what they want you to know, and then sometimes they don't. But as time go on, he told me he cried like a baby. And even though I knew it was some mental scars there, I could have ran for the border. I could have, because that was a red flag. It truly was. It really was. But he confided in me, and I didn't do it to him. And he treated me kind. He was a supporter. He worked. He wasn't a loafing type of person, and he had a lot of good qualities about him. But I think as time went on with what happened to him, and then, life happens, his mom, and a whole bunch of other stuff, just a whole bunch of things that he went through. But I couldn't put up with it no more because he was doing things to my mental state. He was cheating, he was lying, he was just acting bipolar, okay, and narcissistic. Look it up if you don't know what it looked like. I mean, what it means. And it caused me to have triggers, suffer from depression, anxiety, and obese. And I started becoming an emotional eater. Um, I had a lot of problems, okay? I had high blood pressure real bad. I don't have it no more. That's why I say I'm working on myself. I had it bad. And I'm talking about when I say bad, to the point I was almost on 3 blood pressure pills. Thank you, Jesus. And I don't take not one. I eat lots more healthier than I ever have because I'm taking it serious. But abuse is abuse. And then I said, did you go through that because you wanted to be loved? The acceptance? See, be truthful. Be truthful about what you want. And if you don't know what you want, as far as how you want to be felt, I wanted love, acceptance. I felt that way with my kid's father. So on that note, as I was saying, it's gonna be more parts. It ain't gonna be no week from now. I'm trying to get these parts out this week, working on it. Hell, it could be a book for real. Don't go through it. Stop blaming. This is the thing. You can go through it from a parent, because I have. But just because you went through it from a parent and you get married and you're not in your parents' home, okay, like I said, there could be triggers. Don't sit up there and blame your mom for something that you're going through with your spouse. I don't care. I had to realize that. The behavior of how I was treated, I put up with some behaviors, okay? And one can't tell you to say, how you going to say this? You ain't been through it. I have been through it. Everybody's story is different. But it ain't different, or it isn't different, or it's not different. However way you want to word it, okay? Because I correct myself in what I say. But if I'm married and I'm away from my mom or dad or whoever is doing this to me, I'm not going to constantly bring my mom into it, and I'm going through it with the husband that I'm with or the spouse. I hope you understand what I'm saying. People want to always say, well, all my life I've been abused. I have. But does that mean that you have to be abused all your life? And it might be an adjustment type of thing. It might be that somebody's just used to it, but get unused to it. Everybody deserves to be loved, happy, peaceful. Because the person that's doing it, I'm going to leave on this note. The person that is doing this to you, they're getting something out of it, especially if they're cheating. I put up with that. I've been through that. I didn't put up with it. I've been through it. Let me say it like that. If I go off, which I didn't, and I sure ain't going up and down no highways and byways looking for you either. That I didn't do. I didn't call and blow up your phone. That I didn't do. If you leave out the door and say, baby, I'm getting ready to go to work. I see you when I get home, and call me when you get to work every morning. I'm here safe. Love you. You have a good day. See you. You go to work, whatever. You don't have in your mind thinking that your husband or wife is leaving out the door to go to work. You trust it. That's what I say. In order to be in a relationship, it comes to be about trust, loyalty, and stuff like that. Being committed to one person and stuff. Every day you walk out that door, you think I'm gonna have in my mind thinking you going out that door to be with a woman? Then something wrong with me. Then no, never. Didn't even have no signs of it. But it ended up happening. But I wasn't looking for it either. And they ain't going to. I don't hound nobody down with doing me that way. I remove myself from a situation and it ain't no taking back. I can move past and say, okay, you come to me. My ex-husband did this and apologize for what you did to me. I accept your apology because you did do it. But I ain't gotta have nothing, or I don't have to have anything to do with you. I don't wish nothing bad. Thank you for apologizing sincerely and move on. I'm not with you no more. And I left you and divorced you. Stop going back and forth, taking this back and forth stuff. That's honeymoon stuff. If somebody do it once, they're gonna do it again. I don't care. I believe it. I was listening to this lady and her husband last night on YouTube talking about how do you move past infidelity. So I'm gonna end on that note, and I'm gonna come back part 3 and check out my first part. This is the second. Like, subscribe, hit the notification, because this is a ride, and I'm not gonna stop until I get all this out of my system because I cannot sleep. Till the next one.